If anybody has any questions for Mr. Fawley, we have time for a few.
Yeah. I think very definitely we should try and use these. They tend in their writing to be very subjective rather than objective. And so chances are the message that we get across is going to be slightly distorted in some of these publications. That's all right. That doesn't mean we should ignore them. I think by all means we should use them. I just think that for the effort put in, we're not going to get the most productivity here. I mean, you talk about LNS, which LNS? You know, they're like an amoeba. There are now 7 or 8 of them around the country, not terribly effective. Unfortunately, there's a need for this kind of anti-establishment news dissemination. I'm all in favor of the high school publications, but there's a lot of effort for a little coverage. I'm in favor of it, but there's a priority here. Kathy? Yeah, very definitely. Don't forget the college radio stations. Some of them are big operations, 50,000 kWs. And even the Fordham University station with programs like the Sacred Heart Hour claims 10,000 listeners. And that's a fairly legitimate claim. That's 10,000 over the course of a week. So I don't think we can afford to ignore these. And again, they have the same crying need for people. And a point here that I forgot to mention is that if you have a group on a campus and you're going to send somebody to speak, don't pick the guy with the hair lip or the lisp to go onto a radio program. Try and put your best foot forward here. Obviously, it's got to be a guy who knows what he's talking about, but best foot forward, and the male chauvinist pigs in the news media would much rather talk to a broad any day than they would to a guy. So that's another idea when you're trying to get some coverage. Yeah. Well, as of now, I'm working on the cheese sauce libertarian front. I've seen the light. I can't even spell psychoepistemology. I got a little problem here. But I didn't mean to imply, I think you understood that we should use propaganda in the sense that it's been used by the Nazis or the communists. I simply meant that this is used effectively if there are things that we can convert for our own use that are not the propagation of political lies, of deceit, that by all means, let's find out how the other side is using it. That's all I meant. It's worth looking into.
Thank you.